to teenagers and others who spend hours on the home computer happily downloading music and movies for free. New copyright legislation was introduced that is intended to discourage the practice without bankrupting minor offenders. As CTV's Rosemary Thompson reports, many people believe the draft legislation needs a lot more work.
Do you remember when
Brandon Joseph gets his movies, music, and TV for free from the internet? He's following the government's new copyright bill with some dread.
I think if I started to see that it was making a difference and that it was actually leading to results, then it would probably knock a little bit of fear into me and maybe I would stop.
If he was prosecuted under the new bill for downloading music, he could face a maximum penalty of $500, far less than the current regime.
Take a simple illustration of a teenager that downloads 4 movies in their parents' basement. Today they would be exposed to damages, statutory damages of $100,000 for doing that. The bill makes it clear that limitation will be $500.
The proposed changes to the Copyright Act include court-imposed damages of $500 for downloading music, movies, or video games, $20,000 for hacking digital locks, and a range of $500 to $20,000 for posting music to share on the internet or posting protected material on Facebook or YouTube.
It's very comforting knowing that my work is being protected the right way.
Eva Avila is a Canadian Idol who says people who download her music for free are stealing.
I know it's crazy but true.
A $500 penalty strikes fear in some, but not all.
That's a lot. Like if I had to pay, I know my mom would get really mad and she'd make me pay it all.
I think I'll keep doing it. I'm not going to get caught.
And critics wonder how hundreds of thousands of potential cases could ever be prosecuted.
The government has not thought this through. The government does not know how it will enforce these provisions.
In the United States, some young people who have been convicted of downloading music have faced fines of over $200,000. In Canada, they want the new regime to dissuade people but not be a huge financial burden. It could take months before this bill may become law. Lloyd?
Well, Rosemary, it's all very well for the government to bring in a law like this, but how will they ever prosecute it?
Well, that's a really good question, and we asked government officials that today. They said that the way it will work, Lloyd, is if the copyright holder notices some suspicious activity, they'll give a call to the internet service provider. Then in turn, the internet service provider would send a note to the person who's doing the suspicious activity and say, stop doing it right now. The internet service provider would also have to keep a record of everything that you've been doing. If you ended up going to court and being convicted, you could face, of course, this fine of $500 for downloading music. Of course, if you're doing something much more sophisticated, like trying to break into one of these digital locks and trying to send video games to hundreds or thousands of people, then you could face a much more severe penalty of up to $20,000.
Well, it will be interesting to watch. Thanks, Rosemary.
That's for sure.